What's up, y'all? This is Jeffrey at Jeffery TV coming to you live on Memorex from the remote location. It's been a while, huh? It has. There are times when I have an experience that is so good and touches me in just the right way that I keep it to myself. And that's what happened at the last P-Funk show I went to. I can't even remember where it was. I think it was in Santa Inez. I think we went up to I think we were up in Chumash. I think we went. Yeah. This show was the show in itself needs a whole video just for me to describe it. In fact, I think I'm gonna try to do that now. And in my mind, over the days that I savored it, I thought about how all the elements came together. First of all, it was a good show. It was a very good show. And it was a very special show for me. And not just because I sang the chorus to Dr. Funkadelic after Mr. Payne gave me the microphone at the end of the show, which I was going to taunt as me being the last person to sing on the microphone at a Parliament Funkadelic show until they, of course, have another show. I don't think anybody else sang after I did. I think after I sang it, Mr. Payne did the outro and it was gone. But I digress. That's not what made it a good show. Well, part of it. The thing that made this a good show was the imperfections. Those beautiful P-Funk imperfections that I had mentioned that I was quote unquote missing, or it wasn't there anymore. It was almost like the shows were too good, too clean. And when it came down to it, or sure, when I had to run across the street, so. But this show, to make a long story short, had those imperfections. I said that the band was, the band, everything was just doing so good. It was so tight. It was so clean that I was missing the dysfunction. And boy, did I get it in Chumash. Boy, did we get it in Chumash. There was a point in the show where Mr. Clinton didn't even know where to go. There was a point in the show where Mr. Clinton didn't even know where to go. I turned to my boy Oli. I was like, you got a chant? What chant can we give him? Because Mr. Clinton said, well, he was like, I ain't got nothing. What can I do? He was like, standing. He was like, I ain't got nothing. I was like, I can't think of nothing either. From a musical standpoint, Oli Nero, who I consider my P-Funk musical technician, what he said was that during the vamping or during that old style imperfection where things just went off the rail that I was saying that I missed in previous videos, he said that Mr. Curry and Mr. Bedrosian somehow ended up playing different bass lines. So we're standing there and it was just dum dum dum. It was like I don't want to say it was a mess, but am my lips bleeding or something? That's another story. I'll tell my lip story and my teeth. I'll tell my lip story and my teeth story another time. I hope I'm not bleeding all over everything, am I? Let me pause it and see. All right, it stopped recording. So I had to start it over again. So basically, there was a point in the show where I guess Lodge, Mr. Curry, and Mr. Bedrosian was playing different bass lines on top of each other. So it came out like gung 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 gung. And it had been so long since we heard that. It had been so long since I heard that. And to see the band just kind of just go into it and out of it and just play with it. Mr. Clinton was playful. He did he did a long, I think it was Maggot Brain intro, where he started talking nasty, you know, kind of sticking it in and putting it in your ear hole, something like that. And so it was a point where Mr. Clinton was doing that part. He was like, I don't know where to go. He was like, what do I do? And I was like, I'm trying to think of a line, I couldn't. I turned to Ole, he used to always be able to think of one. I was like, well, give me one, I'll give it to him. He couldn't think of nothing either. And for me, that just made it perfect. That just made it beautiful. That just made it absolutely beautiful. And to be standing there, me and Ole, P-Funk number 2 and P-Funk number 1, to have this experience of Parliament Funkadelic, me and him sitting front row, sitting next to him, especially him, because of who he is and what we've been through and all the stuff we went through, and for them to open with Funkadelic, you know, I was there. I was just, somehow we ended up front row. Let's just put it that way. And we sat there the whole show. And that made it special for me too, to have that experience with him, specifically with him. They opened with Funkadelic and it took off. There was no tracks. I think they did Jump, and that was it. And I think after the show, I was asking somebody, was Jump a track? And I'm not sure what answer I got, and it kind of don't matter. There was no shaking the gate. So the band played maybe 2.5 hours. So there was no shaking the gate, and the band played for 2.5 hours. So it just went on and on, just like the old days. Mr. Hampton's antics were at an all-time high. He is outdoing himself. At one point, he grabbed Kevin Oliver. He was grabbing Kevin Oliver, folks, and taking him to the microphone. Saying, let's sing. He had his guitar. He was like, let's sing. It was all up for the down show. And he was back there doing this. He was just, you know, being Mr. Hampton. And I told Ole, I said, you watch. His solo is going to be the best. Whenever he does that stuff, his solo, sure enough, it gave him Maggot Brain. And I think we got Cosmic Slop, we got Funkadelic, we got Up for the Downstroke, and I think doing Up for the Downstroke, I'm not sure if it was this show or the last show, but one of those shows, Mr. Clinton doing the, you know, for the downstroke, where it's kind of like, you know, waiting, I'm gonna use the word waiting on that vamp. He was like, yeah. He said, y'all sing. Y'all sing it. And I was like front row, so I was like, I'll sing it. And I ran up to him, and I went, unfunky kind of UFO. And he picked up on it, and they sang it, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful. The fact, to me, what brought it all together was the tightness and the looseness of the show, and the extended songs and the playfulness was back. Because I've seen the earlier shows and previous shows, they were tight. They were like one of those, I ain't gonna say TV tight shows, you know, where you got a certain amount of time, and you got to meet cues, and nail it, nail it, nail it, nail it, nail it. You know, this show got sloppy. This show went off the rails a couple times. You just look at Mr. Clinton a few times, he's just looking around, you know, like what? And it was 8 Market, can you see that? 8 Market. That bus been 8 Market ever since I was little. Used to be 8 Market and 7 Hillman. Then after the show, and then, I mean, they were just doing stuff. It just kept going and going and going. Like I said, there was no shaking the gate. So you got that maybe 20-minute block on top of a 2.5-hour show. And they just laid in it. They just laid in it. And again, I'll say it one more time because I said it before it happened. And when it did happen, it made me happy. And it made the experience special for me. It made the experience special for me to see it go off the rails like that. And just to see the band playing it and just look at each other like, and then to see Mr. Hampton doing what he's doing and just come out and kill on the solos. It was good. It was really good. It was touching. And then the lights came on and people started leaving or whatever. Of course, I wasn't leaving. So I think, in fact, Ole left for some reason. When the lights came on, they started talking. Mr. Payne came out on behalf of Then you hear right when he was doing that, you see him look up like, man, I lost. I lost it. And the lights was on, I was just, oh man. And it was Dr. Funkadelic. I was like, oh. And then he was gonna get Tanisha to sing. Tanisha was like, oh, you sing it? And he was like, I'll sing it. He gave me the mic. And I don't know if anybody can hear me or not. But one thing I can say about that, I said, I'm gonna go down swinging. I think that's the euphemism. If euphemism is where I'm gonna go down swinging. So I put that mic right up against my mouth. This is before, it was all messed up. And I tried to sing it. And afterwards, I was like, how come I didn't sing the Glenn Goins, solo chorus that he does in there, that one. I just sang it generic because I was nervous. I mean, I was concentrating. I was aware of everything that was going on. I knew how I held the microphone. I knew my stance. I knew where I was facing, and I was concentrating. I just wanted to. I had done it before, so I didn't want to blow the moment. So I was and I don't know if I can hear me or not. If people say they can hear me, I don't know. It don't matter. But I gave it what I want. I gave it all I got. I didn't half step. So I stood there and I felt the mic in my hand, and the weight of the mic felt good up against my mouth, and I had my chest out, and my arms, I was there. I don't know what the hell I sounded like. I don't know what the hell. I think I looked pretty good. The look part I think I had down. I don't know what I sounded like. I don't know what people heard, but I went for it. And that, that was just part of it. That was the major part, of course, if you really stop and think, and when I really stop and think about it. But just the whole evening, just the parts, the loose parts, the parts that I said I missed, that, it was so tight that we missed, I even said, I missed the dysfunction, or whatever you want to call it. And they gave it to me, and it was good to see, I want to say it's good to see that they can still do that, but it's kind of like that. Because everything has been so sharp lately, and so almost precise, that you kind of miss those moments where things just kind of like, they feel like it's out of control. It feels like it's off the rails. Let me put it that way, because we really don't know. These people have been playing this music for decades. So I'm pretty sure that anything that happens up there, they're aware of, been there, done that before, and they have the experience, look, I ain't worried about handling it or, worried about it. That ain't even a consideration. Just to deal with it and turn it into something maybe even bigger than the sum of the parts it was put into it. But it was just good. It was just good. And after the show, hanging out, talking to people. It was just good. And I came home that evening. It was a 2-hour ride. Show was over by 11:30 or something like that. I think I had to work the next day. I'm not sure. I forget. I don't remember too much. But it was good. It was good. So and then for a few days after that, I just wallowed in that and savored that moment. I didn't want to share it. I didn't want to put it out there for scrutiny, ridicule, or criticism. And scrutiny, ridicule, and criticism is way too strong a word for where I am at now. That's not even, I just didn't want it, I didn't want anything, I just wanted to leave it perfect. I didn't want any comments, yay or nay. And then as that went on, things started happening. I had a dental injury. Basically, I passed out from eating ridiculously. Like I did before on the airplane. Since that moment, I've taken steps to correct the situation. I'll go into that later. But right now, then from there, I was working. From that, I went for the show. Probably some other stuff happened. I can't remember. I think I went to stay with my mother for a little bit or something. And then I think I went with my mother. We had taken her to medical transport to get an MRI and working the whole time. And then I ended up taking a day off after the injury, on injury day. Then I got up, and then Saturday I worked until like 12:30. Then I jumped on the plane that Sunday or something like that, Friday, Sunday. And I came to Ohio. It's been a blur. Here with granddaughter. Met my grandson. It's been going on. And with me dealing with a Viking on a daily basis, when I see what the Dane goes through, it's hard for me to say it's too much or it's a lot. I probably won't even say that anymore. Yeah, I probably won't even say it's a lot, because she be going through it, and I'm not talking about like chores or it's chores and work and family, but she be like on the concerts, having markets, taking care of pets, house sitting, doing mother stuff, daughter stuff, grandma stuff, and it's doing her body count. I mean, she just does so much that I feel guilty even saying that I do a lot. So when I come back here and I have to deal with the little bit of family stuff that I have to deal with, it feels like a lot to me, but I know it's not. And I know it's not. I'm spoiled. I know I'm spoiled. But it was good. It was good. I think Yes, this is a show when Mr. Scheider was there, and I think this was the one where I said, hey, we ain't gonna talk about what it was like when you wasn't there. And he was like, you brought it up. Them dudes, I swear, they're sharp and quick. They are sharp and they are quick. And I just laughed, and we both, you know. And he is more and more stepping to his own. Mr. Bedrosian, Mr. Curry, Benzel. Oh, I gotta say it. Who signed off on Mr. Benzel Baltimore Cowan's drum thingamajiggy? Who signed off on that? Mothership Connection does not have claps. I repeat, Mothership Connection does not have claps or whatever that sound is that the machine was making. It should be a clean snare. This is purely my subjective opinion. What I say goes as far as my nose, and that's it. This is just my opinion, no matter how declaratively I state it. And in P-Funk, the little extra, no, no, no. Mr. Curry, who, how can I put this, is for me, provides the foundation baseline that I've grown accustomed to and probably evolved into it. That's the sound. And I believe it's Mr. Curry. That's the sound. And I think it comes from the late 90s, 2000s, whatever in that era. We try to talk about it. Me and Ole now. But Mr. Curry is stalwart and solid with that sound the whole time. So that little extra in P-Funk, make my funky P-Funk, no, it disrupts everything. It throws it off. That's not how it goes. And to hear that clap in Mothership Connection, no. It, of course, there's innovation. People can do whatever they want. This is just my subjective opinion. But in my subjective opinion, having seen this band over 200 times all over this damn planet, it throws off the essence of what I think P-Funk should, I don't want to say be, but sound or pocket or whatever. A little extra click is a little too much, and it's off. It's off. It's supposed to do. And I think that click comes in right there. No, it don't go do. And then we wait. Do. Not do, and that little extra. No. That's just my opinion. And after the show, I saw Benzel, Mr. Baltimore Cowan out there, and I thought about it. I was like, I gotta say something. I said, nah, I'm cool. I was like, I'm cool. I was like, you know me, I gotta keep it real. Or I could have, just present it gently. And I figured out later how I could have or should have said it. I should have said, who signed off on that damn drum machine? Whose idea was that? Who let you do that? But other than that, and I would even say other than that, I would just say that it, after the music started playing, you couldn't hear it. So after the music started playing, you kind of couldn't hear it. But in P-Funk you can. You get that little extra. No. That's just my opinion. I gotta say it because I like to keep it real. But it was good. It's just good. It's just good. And for the beauty of it, for the disgraciousness of it all to come back. Even Trio Disgracious. Now that Mr. Fisher got them doing songs and rehearsing, the disgraciousness of it all is waning there too. Of course, they'll probably get booked more shows, they'll make more money, and that's the idea. So, I'm gonna have my opinion, and that's all it is. But also understand the mechanics of it all. So, to have P-Funk come back, and just to get back into that, Mr. Clinton, I'm standing next to Oakley. P-Funk, I'm P-Funk 1, he P-Funk number 2. So that, like I said, to me, that was a moment. That was a moment that we'll always have, and I may remember that. And then open up with Funkadelic. And Mr. Clinton looked down, kind of not like at us, but kind of, like, I don't know where to go. He said, what do I do? He was like, where do I go? Because they was just like, whatever it was. Then they got it back on track. It was just beautiful. Some other stuff probably happened in that show. But probably a bunch of stuff that probably happened. But it's been a few weeks ago. And a lot. And injuries, this and that. It's my first time walking. Been in the house. I was in the house for almost 7 straight days. I was working. I'm still recovering. And I keep thinking, and reminding myself, or telling myself, or whatever, that I probably had a major injury. And I got broken teeth and stitches. I had to go to the emergency room. As soon as I left the emergency room, I had to go to the dentist. He had to put a retainer in there to keep my 2 front teeth in. I took that day off, worked the next day till midnight, and got up at 5 o'clock in the morning and got on the airplane to come here. I think I flew here on a Sunday, then I took the day off. Yes. I think I took the day off Monday, then I've been working. I took another day off yesterday. It started to catch up with me. But another part of it was that the way my schedule went, I was going to end up working 7 straight days. And I knew that wasn't going to happen. And back here, because of the time difference, she had me down to work till 12:30 California time. So I was working till 3:30 in the morning. And then till 2:30 in the morning, then I was supposed to get up and work another day. And that's how I was starting off a 7-day straight shift. That wasn't gonna happen. So yesterday I fell out. Yesterday I just fell out. I couldn't do no more. I slept pretty much all day yesterday. Here we are, corner of Market Street and 224. Walked from basically Midlothian and Market up to here. It feels good to be out and about and walking. My plantar fasciitis is good. I don't feel it anymore. The weather, it's a nice day today. As you can see, we have snow flurries and the weather back here. We have snow flurries and the whatnot. And, I need to go in there. I need to go to Walgreens and get some stuff. I'm going to have to order a prescription because I'm doing a colonoscopy. So I'm doing a 7-day no nuts diet or whatever. It's just a lot going on. It's just a lot going on. And I don't want to say a lot because, as I said, dealing with the Viking on a daily basis, just hearing her schedule, this makes me want to just lay in the bed even longer. I mean, my daughter too, and mothers, but my mother, my sister, and all the mothers, and Lark with her running around with my cousin Taylor, taking her to all these, activities and just cook. There's so much, and I can't say nothing. I should just keep my mouth shut because this little bit I got living alone, I don't even got a dog or a pet or a plant to worry about. So sometimes I do feel guilty, but sometimes I also got to remember, hey, you do have to slow down and take care of yourself, or do maintenance for yourself too. So that's that. But that was the P-Funk show. That was the P-Funk show. The last one, Chumash. Last one they've done until the next one. Which I believe there's one in Charleston, South Carolina. I think I got a cousin there. Could be fun. But I don't know, we'll see. Could be fun. We have to check it out, see. Well, I don't know. So there's one in Kentucky, June 16th. Still waiting on dates in Europe. They have dates set in Tokyo. Not so much interested in that because I did it before. And the seating and the hoops you got to jump through and the memberships and the size of the stage. I mean, it's just things. It's just things that I could skip Tokyo. But if they were to do Europe while they were over there, now that I might have to get over there too. If they was to do South America, that would just be perfect. If they was to do South America, that'd be the ultimate. Put that in the universe. South America, P-Funk play Brazil or something. That's what we want. That way I can see P-Funk there, and also I need to set foot on that continent. I haven't been to South America as of yet. But anyway, good show. I mean, touching show. And the show was good because it wasn't. The show was good because it was imperfect. The antics, and it seemed to me Mr. Hampton's antics got Mr. Clinton to wanting to do a little extra, and then the rest of the band seeing everybody. It was just, I don't know, I'm just speculating. And it's really not necessary to speculate. It's not necessary to do any of this, if you really think about it. So that's probably irrelevant what I just said, because I'm just rambling now. Anyway, my name is Jeffery Scott Mitchell. I am a fan of Parliament Funkadelic. And I have been for damn near 50 years. And for that band, for me to have picked Parliament Funkadelic in this here city that I'm in right now, almost 50 years ago, and haven't seen him 200 times since that time, all over this world, for them still to be giving it to me. I didn't pick Earth, Wind. I didn't pick Earth, Wind & Fire. That was the other band out there. It was Parliament, and it was Earth, Wind & Fire. Everybody was cool. You know, I kept my head to the sky. I knew the way of the world. I had my reasons. I saw the shining star. But it was Parliament Funkadelic for me from that very first freaking note. And to still see that, oh, what show was it? It was one of the shows. Again, when Mr. Clinton goes to the stadium, he does that little extra, you know. And when he came out, it must have been wrong. When he came out, the audience, he squared up on me, and it was me and him. Well, you know, in my mind it was. And he took me down. He won. You know, I fan danced. I just like a little girl. He got me. To see him sitting on the stage, like maybe 10 feet from me, knowing he was going to roll over and stand back up, and he wasn't afraid of it. He was not afraid of it, or embarrassed by it, or whatever you want to call it. To see that, to have, it makes me proud that I put my faith in that. It makes me proud that that's what I chose to put my faith in, and for them to still give it back to me. It's gonna make me tear up right now. As I look around this place I grew up in, this is the ultimate place for me. There can be no other. There can be no other. It's impossible for this place, for anything to replace what this place is to me. It's just not possible. To be back here where I came from, even looking at the sidewalks, like I said before, even the sidewalks take me back to my childhood. And after all I've been through, it's just good. It's just good. Anyway, swinging on y'all. Ouch! It's been so long, my hand. Swinging on y'all 2 times. For me, and for the funk. And for every elementary particle that has ever existed in this or in any universe that ever was, is, or will be. The totality of it all, a hypothesis of all as one. A theory of universe. My name is Jeffery.